Do you think the Houston Texans is a legit team to win the Super Bowl? Well, I think they are. The Texans started off 0-3 and nobody thought they could make the playoffs. Well, some people did, but now they're looking like they can win the Super Bowl. Their first game did not do that well. CJ Stroud got 188 yards, 0 touchdown, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. Nick Chubb got 60 yards. Jaden Higgins got 32 yards. Xavier Hutchinson, 30 yards. Dalton Schultz, 28 yards. And their defense, they played kind of well, but not really. They got Matthew Stafford had 245 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 3 sacks, which is kind of good. Kyrie Williams has 66 yards. Puka Nacua with 103 yards. That's a lot. Devontae Adams, 51 yards. And Xavier Smith, 36 yards. And here are some of the games. Well, here are all the games the Texans go against. And a lot of them, some of the teams are in the playoffs. And we've beaten them. And we have lost by a couple. But we've beaten more of the teams that are in the playoffs that we've gone against. Now here is a big team that the Texans go against. It's the Ravens. The Houston Texans versus Ravens. The score was 44-10. The Texans won. Now this was a super good game. I don't think a lot of people was expecting it to be this crazy. But CJ Stroud with 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 2 sacks. Nick Chubb gets 61 yards. Christian Kirk, 64 yards. Dalton Schultz, 60 yards. And Nico Collins, 52. The Ravens offense with Cooper Rush, because Lamar Jackson he was injured. Cooper Rush got 179 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 1 sack. Derrick Henry did not do good. He got 33 yards. Zay Flowers, 72. DeAndre Hopkins, 46. And Mark Andrews, 22. Some people might say that the Ravens won because they didn't have a lot of people. But the only person who could have made a difference is Lamar Jackson. And even if he put up 2 touchdowns, that's still not enough to beat the Texans. And now, the Texans versus Seahawks. This game was not the best for the Texans. The Texans lost. The score was 19-27. The Texans lost. The Seahawks offense. Sam Darnold got 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 2 sacks. Kenneth Walker with 66 yards. And for receiving, Jackson Smith-Njigba got 123 yards. Elijah Ororo, got 42 yards. And for the Texans, CJ Stroud got 229 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. And CJ got rushing yards 26-15. For the 49ers offense, Mac Jones got 193 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception and 2 sacks. Christian McCaffrey with only 25 yards. And then Jahan Jennings with 45 yards. And Kendrick Burney with 44 yards. And then George Kittle, 43. Oh, and then Christian McCaffrey with receiving yards, 43 yards. Christian McCaffrey, the Texans' defense really stopped Christian McCaffrey for the rushing, which is really good. And then the Texans' offense, CJ Stroud with 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 0 sacks. Woody Marks with 62 yards, Nick Chubb 53 yards, and CJ with some rushing yards, 30 yards. Xavier Hutchinson, 69 yards. Jalen Noel, 63 yards. And Woody Marks with 69 yards for receiving. Now this game, I kind of do not like. The Broncos versus Texans. The Broncos ended up winning 18-15, but it I think it was because that CJ got injured in like the second or third quarter and the Texans were winning. And then when Davis Mills came in, he didn't perform his best because that's his first time. Not his first time, but first time of the season, I think, besides preseason. And just Mills did not do the best, and the Broncos ended up winning. Bo Nix with 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 sack. J.K. Dobbins with 61 yards, and then Bo Nix with some rushing yards, 36 yards. Then for receiving, R.J. Harvey with 51 yards, and Cortland Sutton, or whatever, for 30 yards. And then for the Texans for offense, Davis Mills with 137 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 2 sacks. And then CJ Stroud got 76 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 2 sacks. And Nick Chubb with 34 yards, Woody Marks with 27 yards, and CJ Stroud got rushing yards 12 yards. Davis Mills got rushing yards 7 yards. And Dalton Schultz with 77 yards. Nico Collins with 75 yards. Xavier Hutchinson with 30 yards for receiving. So yeah, I think the Texans could have ended up winning if CJ didn't get hurt, but it's okay. Now this was a good game. The Jaguars versus Texans. In this game, CJ was out, but Davis Mills was in, and he clutched up in the fourth quarter. The Jacksonville with 29 points, the Houston Texans with 36 points. And in the third quarter, the Texans were losing by 19 points, then ended up scoring 26 points to win in the fourth quarter. So, or overtime, I think, something like that. But Jacksonville Jaguars, for Trevor Lawrence, he got 158 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 5 sacks. Oh yeah, and this is when the Texans started their 8 winning streak. The Texans really locked in for these 8 games. And then Travis Etienne, no, not good, Jr. for 58 yards. And then for receiving, Jacoby Myers with 41 yards. And then Austin Trammell with 33 yards. And then for the Texans, Davis Mills with 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Woody Marks with 63 yards. Nico Collins 136 yards. Dalton Schultz 53. Jaden Higgins 42 yards. This was a super good game for the Houston Texans. The Bills versus Texans. I'm glad I won this one, or the Texans won this one, because my friend said the Bills were way better than the Texans. But the Houston Texans, for their offense, got Davis Mills played in this one. CJ was still injured. Davis Mills with 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 0 sacks. Woody Marks with 74 yards. Nick Chubb with 16 yards. And then Nico Collins, 55 yards. Christian Kirk, 54 yards. Jaden Higgins, 38 yards. And then the Bills, Josh Allen with 253 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 8 sacks. That is a lot. James Cook kind of carried in this game though, with 116 yards and 1 touchdown. And then Khalil Shakir with 110 yards. He carried 2, I guess. And then Ty Johnson with 45 yards. And this was a crazy game. Davis Mills owns Josh Allen. The Texans versus Chiefs. Now, good job for the Texans because they won 20-10. the most overrated team in the league, Kansas City Chiefs. Hate that team. But Patrick Mahomes with 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 2 sacks. And Patrick Mahomes got rushing yards, 59 yards. And then for receiving, Xavier Worthy, 55 yards, Hollywood Brown, 35 yards, and Rashee Rice with 4 yards. And then for the Texans, CJ Stroud with 203 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 3 sacks. Woody Marks with 68 yards, and Nico Collins 121 yards. Jaden Higgins 34 yards, and Dalton Schultz 22 yards. And in this game, I think it was Xavier Worthy, or it could have been Rashee Rice, got a Jalen Peastry hit one of them super hard, and that was a big hit. That might have been the biggest hit of the season. And then Travis Kelce dropped one, which he rarely does, which really costed the Chiefs. Now, Texans versus Chargers. I'm glad we won this. 20-16, Texans won. In this game, I was kind of worried because we just came by winning against the Raiders, but barely. And the Raiders is the worst team in the league. So I'm super glad we won this game. The Chargers got 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 5 sacks, which is good. Justin Herbert got some rushing yards too with 37. And then Quentin Johnston with 98 yards. Orlando Gaden 32 yards. And Ladd McConkey 31 yards. The Houston Texans offense with 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 0 sacks. CJ Stroud got that. And then Woody Marks with 71 yards. Jaden Higgins 88. Nico Collins 57. And Jalen Hull 54 yards. And at the start of the game, the Texans got 2 massive plays, and that really got the Texans good. So yeah. And I think the Texans could win the Super Bowl because these are the people in the playoffs right now. The Bills, we've beaten them. The Chargers, we've beaten them. The Jags, we've beaten them. And the Broncos, we can beat them. CJ Stroud was just injured. And the Patriots, they lost against the Raiders, and we beat the Raiders. So I think the Texans could honestly make the Super Bowl. And then for the NFC, I think we can beat everyone besides the Seahawks. They're a threat. But yeah, the Texans defense and offense have gotten way better. The Texans defense is super good, and the offense has way less sacks than usual. But yeah, I haven't been this confident that we're gonna go to the Super Bowl and possibly win in never. This would be the Texans' first Super Bowl win in franchise history, and that would be awesome. Even if the Steelers did make it to the playoffs, I'm pretty sure we could beat them. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching my video. Thank you, and God loves you.